Welcome to the second part of our makeup tutorial, and the next tutorial we're going to focus on the lips. I love Dee to show us just how to do a bold lip without it moving from the contours of my lips.
Alright, let's try this one. If you don't want to have to worry about it and really locked in, go to longer wearing formulas. So there's some great ones on the market now. They tend to be a little bit drier than a cream-based lipstick, but you won't have the problem of worrying about them moving around. Going into this season, we're looking at like gorgeous plum reds and plums, and they're even going into those darker, really heavier purples almost. So I suppose the trick is, in order to do this, is when you're going to wear anything that's bold or anything that has a lot of colour in it, I think you really need to have a lip liner. So what's the best way to do it? Start with your lip liner. I go to something that's a similar colour to the colour that I'm using. What I'm going to do is just short strokes, and I'm going to follow the natural shape of the lip. Now everybody has a slight variation. We're not asymmetrical people, so you need to just, this is a great time that if you do have a little bit smaller on one side, or it slopes, or your points are different, this is a great opportunity to slightly correct that. What you want to do is get this really beautiful, nice run. And I prefer more of a bow rather than a peak in the lip. But yeah, but some lips will warrant that. And you know, hey, if it looks okay, it's great. And look, honestly, that comes in as a trend too. But I just prefer a nice, beautiful, rounded bow. So even if you do have a more peaked, bow, I would just soften off the run a little bit. So just remember, working your parameters, but you can push it. So you just want to even out the line and just create the most perfect version of your lips. Then what I would do is just colour in from the outer corners in towards the middle, and what I'm doing is creating a really beautiful base for the lipstick to sit on top of. Also as well, if you do find that you're not looking after your lipstick as much and you do lose it, you'll end up with just a nice sort of like, base finish. So you're not going to have that, gapped out line that's separating out. So that's one of the
happens to me.
That happens to you. Okay, well it's not from now on. Also, what I do is I just keep the middle part of the lip just a little bit cleaner, like so that it's not solid, because that will give you a little bit more pout when we apply. Okay. Again, with the lip liners, what you want to be looking for is a lip liner that is soft and easy to apply. But if you don't want to worry about it again, try and look towards more of a longer lasting formula. Okay. I tend to find most lip liners though will tend to wear fairly well. Yeah. Sorry.
Because I only started wearing makeup in my 20s, I have never really learned proper skills.
Yep.
So I guess to have a bold lip, you really need to be best friends with your lip liner first.
Yes, you do. The next thing that I would do is, and look, where you get to from the application of lipstick, I really would say try both ways. It's a lot more convenient just to grab your lipstick bullet and push it into the lip. Yeah, into the car, off you go. Yeah. My issue with that is that we've created this really beautiful line, and if we now just get the lipstick bullet and push it on, you're going to bleed the line out straight away. Okay, so I would go use a lip brush. Okay, pick up my lipstick, and I would use more of a flat lipstick brush, like a flat edged, so that I can really run the brush along the line. So I'm using the edge of the brush to keep that line nice and sharp. In actual fact, this is a bit of a probably thing. This is a concealer brush. And so I just use a little bit of it. And that will give you a really beautiful, even, coverage with your lipstick as well. Now, again, like I said, try a bullet as opposed to a lip brush, but you will find that you will have a lot crisper line if you use a lip brush. Again, with product nowadays, a lot of lip brushes have, and this is why I think I haven't done a lip brush in my range at the moment. It's because most lip liners nowadays have a brush on the end. So just use those brushes. They're fine to do. And then you can just sort of do that If you want a little bit more longevity from it, particularly with a cream-based lipstick, which this is, so this is not necessarily meant to wear a long time, but it has this beautiful, rich finish to it, which I really love.
Yeah, it feels very creamy and
yeah.
smells good too.
Yeah, this is a and this is probably the difference between, this is a more prestigious lipstick. I can tell, I actually know which one this is because it's one of my favourites. And which you probably want to know now. So this is actually the Estee Lauder Rich Red. So we block. So job thing. Yep. Okay. So by doing this, what I've done now is press the colour into the lip. So I've created, it's like anything, it's like layering now. So then I add more lipstick. The more blotting and reapplying that you do, the more the increase in, you know, the consistency of the lip as well, and the longer it will wear. I would probably only blot and reapply once or twice. There. And with that, to me, that has just picked up the colour even more and made it richer too. So it really does make a difference if you blot and reapply. I won't do this now, but if you wanted to really make your lip, you know, if you had the time or even be bothered, it's not a technique that I would necessarily do, but it was something that someone once told me. You can actually get a tissue and dust a little bit of loose powder through onto the lip at this stage and then reapply your lipstick, and that works a little like setting your foundation. It works to create another barrier. I don't know that I would necessarily go that way, but it's an option that you might want to try. So, yeah, I would just blot and reapply, and we just go into there. Perfect. And there's your lip.
Cecylia later.